Yo, 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 big aloha and welcome to Real Talk Hip Hop Hawaii. I'm your host, Josh Sun. We're coming to you from Inside Out Universe Studios in Haiku, Maui. We got a very, very special guest here today. We got Knobody up in the building.
Yo, what's up with it?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing beautiful, man. Out here in Hawaii for the first time.
Yeah, you enjoying your vacation?
Trying to take it all in, man. It's beautiful.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you out here. It's definitely a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, very much appreciated, man.
Definitely, yeah. We'll have to have you out again, too, sometime.
That's what's up. I'm hoping soon.
Yeah, you killed it, man, on those shows, bro. Like, you and A+, man, you guys got, like, a dynamic and some energy. Like definitely can tell you guys have been friends a long time, and you guys got, a real good energy together.
Man, thank you, man. Like I told you the other night, man, like the fuse got lit, and we can't put it out once the fuse get lit. So it was a bunch of dope artists on the bill. As you know, you performed at both of the shows.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of dope artists on the bill, so it's never hard to follow up the energy when the energy is already in place. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Much respect. So, how did you get your name, Knobody?
My name is JD. That's what everybody that know me,
Yeah.
like outside of music, know me by.
For sure.
And just when I started getting serious about pursuing my music career, you know, you got JD from the Lynch Mob and Jay Dilla and Jermaine Dupri and probably another 150 JDs that you never heard of. You know what I'm saying? And it just was like for years, literally for years, I just was like trying to figure out a name that would work for me.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to like push it too hard. I was just like, you know, eventually it'll come to me one day, you know. And I don't know, man. One day it just hit me. It was like Knobody, because I can't even think of a name. You know what I'm saying? And really, though, what it's about is just like we all aspire to be in a certain position. Like us as artists, like we might look up to, you know, I don't know who you look up to as a rapper, but it might be Dale, it might be Nas or Jay-Z or somebody, you know? And I felt like I'm the nobody trying to aspire to be in that somebody's position. You know what I'm saying? And I chose the name because I just wanted to represent for those nobodies, like all of us nobodies. You know what I'm saying? So
That's cool. I respect that. I like
Sure.
it. So how long have you been rapping for?
I started freestyling. Like I used to go to house parties when I was real young, like 12, 13. Like soon as I was old enough to run the streets a little bit, me and my homies was always at house parties. And I started like freestyling back then. And on the bus home from school, me and my friends would like be beatboxing on the windows, and
That's awesome.
everybody would be like freestyling around the bus. And my cousin G7, you know, he out here filming everything and stuff. He was already like into the music. And I was telling him, like, man, you should take me to the studio. And he was like, man, you got to write something. And I'm like, man, I just freestyle. You just got to take me to the studio. He like, nah, man, I can't just, you know, take you in there to freestyle, you know. So eventually I started writing like right before my 16th birthday. Like literally like maybe a couple of weeks before I turned 16, I started like really writing consistently, you know. And I just like never really looked back.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's about the same time I started writing too.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
How long have you been associated and affiliated with the Hyro crew?
I guess about 10 years now.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it don't even seem like that long, but I guess about 10 years now. A friend of mine, we had done music. It's actually a short story behind it, but it's just like some of the group members that I used to do music with, we could never push out a project. We would all get together to write music, and I would write a verse, and everybody would write a couple of bars and then just kind of give up on it. So I would sit there and write a second verse and a third verse sometime, and eventually, like, that's how my first album came together. So one of those friends, one of my group members at the time, got some music into Casual's hand. And it was a song on his album that me and him was featured on.
Nice.
And Casual was like, you know, who is the dude on the song with you? And he set up a meeting with Casual, and we both went down there. And instead of us having a joint project to present, we had two separate projects to present. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it took some time, man. It didn't just like happen overnight. Like one of the realest things Casual did, like he told us right there on the spot, like, man, Hyro is not looking to sign anybody right now at the moment, but these are the things you can do to help put yourself in the position, you know?
That's
and
what's up.
I mean, like everybody else I had dealt with up to that point was like, I promise I can do this for you. I can do this for you. So it was just real hearing somebody that was like, you know what, I can't do anything for you right now, but this is what you can do for you, you know? So
that's real right there. That's real. That's real knowledge. That's real love.
maybe maybe a year later, I opened for Casual and Planet Asia at a show, and he like when I walked up to him and said what's up to him, he had to like triple take to recognize who I was. And as soon as he recognized me, he was like, I was just playing your CD for Planet Asia them in the van, you know? So about a week later, I opened for him that night, and about a week later, he called my phone and was like, man, do you got distribution? If not, High Roll is trying to mess with you.
That's what's up, man.
You know, we started building from there.
Record book set right there.
Yeah.
That's
so
set in stone.
it was. I mean, I tell people all the time, man. I was just lucky enough to have my CD on the table when they started going through music and deciding what they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like push. So up, my hip hop journey has been a blessed one. Like that's definitely.
Much respect to you.
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah. So, who were some of your like inspirations that got you into music and wanting to rap and stuff? Like?
Again, like I think my big cousin G7 was probably like one of my bigger influences, just because I was like 9-10 years old, and he like already had a tape that was like out in the streets, and you know they took the tape and they framed it in his room. You know what I'm saying? So I used to go to my auntie's house and like spend the summer and like stay in his room and have to see this tape all the time. You know, like man, that's dope. That's my back then it was like everybody wasn't a rapper, so when you knew somebody that actually had music out there, it was a big deal. Thing, you know, so that was definitely one of my big influences. I came up listening to hip hop, man. So, Rakim is one of my favorite all times. Slick Rick, one of my favorite. I grew up in Oakland, so Too Short. Of course, NWA, being from the West Coast, I was a huge NWA fan, even up to like later in life. Nas is still one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
I'm inspired by a lot of music outside of hip hop also though. You know, like I'm a hip hop artist, but I probably listen to more 60s, 70s soul than any other genre of music.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of hip hoppers sample that too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I love soul sample beats.
It's like the foundation for our craft, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Disco also, like disco doesn't get enough credit, but like
disco
created the 12-inch so people could dance at the end of a song, you know, and hip hop took those long instrumentals and like that was
breaks came down.
That was the birth of hip hop, and that's why I never like frowned down on like sampling, or like hip hop was born from sampling. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be this, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I always think that's just another aspect of the craft that people have for sure.
Yeah.
It's paying homage more than like stealing too. It's like you're using that, you're paying homage to that person. And
definitely.
Like,
I mean, again, hip hop is the only musical genre that was built on other music. It wasn't built on instruments. It was built on turntables. You know what I'm saying? It was technology that allowed us to borrow music from other places. It wasn't like somebody came together with drums and horns and started making hip hop music. You know, it was adopted from other genres. So to frown on that now is just like turning your back on the history of hip hop, you know?
I was just watching this documentary about Afrika Bambaataa, and he was talking about how he heard this like group from Germany that was like all doing like a really experimental keyboard stuff, and then he sampled that, and how he got some of the first songs he did.
Man, that's what's up, man. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Bambaataa, man, him and Herc. Godfathers, you know.
Definitely, yeah. If it wasn't for them, and like we wouldn't be here.
Man, right. And that's just crazy to think, right? Like hip hop is still relatively young. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So
it's definitely
that's real.
It's interesting to see where it'll be taken.
I'm curious to see 20 years from now on the classic hip hop stations, will we be hearing the nonsense that's being pushed mainstream today? Yeah. Like now, when we listen to classic stations, we hear the stuff that we grew up on that was like good music. You know, so I'm curious to see in 20 years what will be making up the classic hip hop stations.
Definitely. Well, Shoots, man, it's definitely a pleasure to have you on. You got any shout outs? You want to say anything to the people out there?
I got to shout out A+ first, man. Like, let me explain this to you guys. Like, I'm here with A+. Me and A+ have a project together. A+ is from the Hieroglyphics, the Souls of Mischief. We have a project together. It's called Grow Theory. But this tour, we didn't get booked as Grow Theory. A+ got booked, and he brought me along for this tour. So I'm only sitting right here right now because A+ decided to bring me along.
Man.
So
Big
I gotta make sure I shout out Plea first and foremost, man. The whole Hieroglyphics crew, just for holding me down, and my big brothers, my mentors. Look out for that Grow Theory, and I got another homie named Cam that we working on a project. It's called Artfelt. So just keep an eye out for both of those projects. I'm working on my follow-up solo project, The Reinvention of the Wheel, and it's WILL. You know, so yeah, that's coming pretty soon too. Shout out to Hawaii, man. Like Maui has been like amazing to us. So shout out to all of you guys.
That's what's up. Yeah, we always show aloha and to all the people that come through, and
that's what's up.
Much respect, man.
And likewise, brother.
That's what's up. Shoots. It's been Real Talk Hip Hop Hawaii. I'm your host, Josh Sun. Inside Out Universe Studios. We out here.